Why do you keep flip-flopping? Make up your mind, anime!
'Cause you're hot and you're cold, yes, then you know.
I don't know anymore what this anime wants me to focus on or not. One minute it's full throttle with the handlebars of sexuality, and the next minute it's a Studio Trigger philosophy class / hidden picture game. Throwing on the FranXX, I will be frank with you and ask openly. As the viewer, what do you want from me? Do you want me to find meaning or think about the bigger picture or not? Let's just go to the recap. Simply put, this episode was split into two major parts. The what it means to be adult first half and oh my god, everyone's feelings are expendable second half. In part 1, our squad gets a lesson about the kissing process, which is revealed to be a transfer of magma? Fuel? I don't know, other than the fact that they need it to live, and like every zombie movie around, this sequence is attracting these monsters for their next upcoming attack. The children are then greeted with more war propaganda while Hero is still not a parasite? What the hell? He's obviously the most devoted one here. Why is he still not recognized yet? Does he have to castrate himself or something to the all-lord name that is Papa? Please don't make it what I think this is going to be. But I guess we'll come to that later. Anyway, speaking of Hero, he's finally happy to be of use. 02 doesn't give two fucks about anything or everything. A new senpai squad is introduced that might as well have a sign above them that says, "We are the Studio Trigger Ideology Club." And we get a very egotistical prayer for lunch. It obviously won't be foreshadowing anytime later on, as we begin to move to the second half. The more feelsy half. Everyman best boy Goro knows that Hero is hiding his bullshit. Ichigo knows he's hiding his bullshit but can't do anything to stop him. And Mitsuru, you know what? Despite his rampant jealousy and bitterness about not being the main character, he doesn't know how lucky he is for dodging a big bulbous blue bullet that he could have gained on his chest. What else? There's more drama about hiding what he feels, more drama about not getting the H. D. Even more drama about the ideologically squad not trusting 02, in which he still doesn't give two fucks about anything or everything. And we end on a rainy metaphor about the calm before the storm. Which was still after the storm, but you know what? That's the anime for you. Yeah, besides angst, nothing big happened this episode. I mean, it's fine since this was an important world-building episode explaining some things, but it's still a bit jarring for me since last episode was so, well, you know. Either way, let's get down and dirty with some good old-fashioned anime analysis. And I don't think I completely understand, but we can do this together, folks. The first thing that immediately caught my attention was a commentary on conformity brought in by Squad 26, aka the Senpai Squad. And they were really surprised about our squad's individualized mechs designs and nicknames. They dabbled with comments about how it's easier for them to be a unit when everyone's the same in line and with similar mech designs, mindsets, and whatever. While the squad we follow are the outliers despite the info we are presented that everything from their clothes to environment are provided for them. It's a social commentary that's seen a lot in anime, especially for Studio Trigger, who always has this theme floating around in some form or fashion in their other works. Unless it was something completely off the wall like Inferno Cop. The more story-focused shows from them like Kill la Kill, Space Patrol Luluko, and Little Witch Academia had a sort of a nod to breaking conformity and learning your own way of life naturally. In fact, I personally think that this conversation surrounding the group over the individual is on the same level of cultural importance as the West's Be Yourself campaigns that surround our culture. Of course, I'm gonna think that the individual matters more than the group. That's just how it was taught in egotistical modern America. And I don't know what it's like for you, Patrick, but I want to show our lovely audience what your culture states in this aspect. Either way, it's always interesting for me when I see anime tackle a common cultural topic that I'm not familiar with. Even when I witness the pros and cons of this ideology in countless Japanese media, especially games. I feel like that's one way to stay unique. But going back to Darling of the FranXX, what I think this show is trying to teach us is that being a slave to conformity shouldn't be the price of being an adult, as Devil-chan is so blissfully naive to realize here. Actually wait, hold the phone. What do they do to become adults in this society? The guy is totally making the "this shit is so messed up" whisper to his straight-laced buddy over there. So I want to know. It better not be holy castration, oh so help me. Oh my god, I have said that 3 times in this show. Is it just an epiphany that I think that's gonna happen? I mean, if my gut feeling does come true, I will call social services on this senile, pompous old man. Okay, so going forward now, we knew that our squad are the special snowflakes of this entire organization. But are they really that distinct, or do all children who first become pilots have slightly more freedom? It's beyond me. Or is it? Because what I've just realized is how weird it would be if kissing was referred to the transfer of magma in real life. And if so, will what we know as actually kissing be called something else? Like, I don't know, would it be called magma? Honey, I'm home. I got a great promotion at work today. That's wonderful, darling. How about I give you a big fat magma to celebrate? Ow, my face! Weird. Very weird indeed. Anyway, I think the whole making something that's supposed to be special into something mechanical and sterile is a concept in anime that has pretty much been beaten to the ground by this point, which was why I didn't have much to say on it. Moving on now to the only other thing that really caught my attention this time around was how 02 handled herself. Well, not the only thing, there was the whole, again, underlying Papa authority that is creeping me out. We can save that conversation for a whole nother day. Right now, upon the topic at hand, I can say that I'm not feeling what 02 was dishing out because it was both not cool and actually boring from a story perspective. In the recap, I mentioned that 02 doesn't seem to care about anyone or anything as long as she can retain as much freedom as possible. And while episodes 1 through 4 made me sympathize with her independent attitude with knowing flaw, in this episode her flaws made her come off as, well, a hypocrite. For example, the show is kind of going for that a monster who everyone hates and I just want someone to see me for me type of deal. But when executed in her talk with Ichiko and how she made it out to be like she didn't care for Hiro when previous episodes say otherwise, it's frustrating. Yeah, this could all play into the whole insecurity thing where all of 02's relationships are a match ready to burn out in an instant, but come on. In the Ebony episode, it's revealed that she already knew about the blue Ephesus clinging to Hiro's chest. You'd think she would be a little nicer to the person who isn't scared of her horned nature. As for what makes this dull is that we've seen this type of character before, and in previous trigger works no doubt. While things in media can always be replicated to something fun and original to a that specific work, I felt like 02 thus far has nothing in her personality that makes her special besides her marketable waifu appeal and her, let's just call them reverse table manners. Plus, I don't want to be the one to point this out, and I don't know which studio handled it, but I feel like the marketable aspect of a character that's now showing fruit was an A1 decision. Yeah, call me biased, but I still have that thing about that company. Now the show is coming off as something like a trigger light, but without the heart. I want to preface that I say this with genuine concern since 02 is our favorite character in the series. But if she becomes something more than a pink-haired marketing waifu, then as Hope of my thoughts earlier, a 24th century Fujiko Mine, then as 02 says herself,
そうだよ。死んだらそれまでさ。
oh, you know what, by the way? I don't think I gave Ichiko enough credit this episode, which, honestly, I was trying to avoid, but you know what? She deserved it, so good props for her. While I have said in the past about my disdain for her explodey attitude, it was honestly hard for me to watch her take it all and not feel something for her. She knows this is what Hiro wants, even at the cost of his life, and as the leader, it's her job to make the most rational decisions for the sake of her team. But man, she did deserve some praise this time. Along with Goro, who had to watch it all from the sidelines, and when he tried to comfort Ichigo on her plight and then stopped midway, I was like, aww, that's some painful distance right there. You can tell he feels like an outsider in this whole shebang since he knows Ichigo would rather be partners with Hiro than him. It was painful. Poor Goro. You truly are the wingman no one deserves. Well, I'm done for this episode. This was a setup episode, so it was supposed to be the calm before the storm that gets the loose ends out of the way before the bullshit. If you recall, one of the adults did say that the next battle will be occupied by at least 100 of the dang monsters. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Are you guys excited for the maybe not maybe shitstorm that could happen next episode? Or who knows, maybe nothing will happen and we get more teen angst. I hope it's not the second one. Regardless, I thank you guys for sticking with me and Patrick here on this journey to uncover the secrets of Darling in the Frank currency. If you really like this content, then how about a like? Maybe sharing it perhaps? A subscribe if you're new? Come on, I know you're thinking about it. You know you want to. Alrighty already have some great supportees on board to make my dreams a reality, and you could be one too if you're comfy with that. In the meantime, I think it's about time for things to get all interesting in this jib. Heh. I can't wait to reveal it, but you'll have to find out what that is for later. Okay, gonna go now. Shannen out!